Hello everyone, it's Saturday night, so I guess this is going to be my thing to just do videos on Saturday night. I really wanted to review Love and Hip Hop as a separate video, but I'm just going to hodgepodge it tonight and try to keep it at 15 minutes and just talk about random stuff. So I just came back from a phenomenal event. I just want to give some word of advice. It really disturbed me in my spirit what I witnessed tonight. Some of us need to get off our high horse and stop acting like we are more than what we really are, because boo-boo, you look like a fool. We can see all through your fakery. Okay, so I'm in the valet line, and this very boisterous woman who was black just basically skipped all of us in this long ass line. Just to say, okay, excuse me. Okay, did you get those? Okay, I have these for the girls. Oh, and I was just like, girl, like, it don't take all of that. We're all in line. We're waiting to get our cars. It was a huge event. And then, you know, when the valet comes up, she's like it was just extra. And I was so annoyed and disturbed in my spirit until I was like, if I could, I would take my stiletto off and just crack you in the head one good time just to knock some sense into you. But so she skipped us. She's given like 3 valet tickets to some dude she knew in the line. And then she hops in front of me and my friend so everyone can see her. She's like the main event. And when they pull up, if you see the dirtiest Mercedes you've ever seen in your life, that's mine. I really meant to get it cleaned. And I'm just like, girl, don't nobody care about you. And your dirty Mercedes, riding around dirty in a Mercedes wagon. Don't nobody care. We don't know what your financial situation really could be like. And that's another thing that disturbs me, is that for years, some of us, even myself, was under the guise that you judge people based upon what they drive. And the appearances, let me tell you some of the richest folk look the brokest, and some of the richest folk some of the poorest folk look the richest. And that's just the bottom line, because you don't know if they got that car from CarMax or Drive Time these days. You just don't know. But either way, I was just really disturbed. I'm like, girl, we see you. You are not all that. Have several seats. Pooch along. What else was disturbing me this week? K. Michelle. Let me tell y'all something. K. Michelle is very talented. She's very well educated, but no common sense whatsoever. And she has this entitlement thing going on, I guess. So needless to say, she is going to have to IG it till the wheels fall off, because you have been banned from not one major radio syndicate, but 3. And why have you been banned? Because your ass don't want to get up in the morning to go get that paper. Apparently, K. Michelle decided that sleep was more important than going to a promo to be with 50 fans and eat breakfast for a Radio 1 station, which, by the way, is ran by none other than Cathy Hughes. Cathy Hughes is a mega force in the radio world. You burnt that bridge. There are 55 Radio 1 stations in the country. None of them, and I do mean none of them, are permitted to play her music. You burn bridges, this is what happens. Where's your royalty checks? Where's your you can't sleep on success. You just can't. You dig in a hole that you can't get out of. Then you want to jump fool on Angela Yee. Angela Yee's radio station is part of iHeartRadio. They've banned your music too. It just you are talented. You have a gift. Use it. Don't burn it. I was just very confused. I'm like, why would you not want to show up? First of all, you have a team. honestly, I could probably get to work every morning all the time if I had someone that had my outfits already picked out that was going to do my makeup and hair, and pretty much all I got to do is get in the shower. That's it. That to me made no sense, and just let that be a lesson to you all. Don't sleep on your success, literally, because you can burn that bridge and burn them chicks. Because now I don't know what you're gonna do. Now I understand you are so blessed. Oh my God, you've had 3 albums out, you have a reality show, and you constantly make cameos on the reality show that got you to where you really are. Because none of us had ever heard of K Michelle until Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Who K Michelle? Who? So what else was disturbing me? Monica. The singer Monica, never meant to cause you no pain. I just want to go back to being the same. Well, child, she might have to sing that song with her husband. Some woman, and this is another thing that disturbs me. These women, these Jezebels, harlots, heifers, hoes, whatever you want to call them. If you know the man is married, why you feel like you doing a woman a favor by sleeping with her husband and then say, I don't mean no harm, just want to let you know that your husband and I slept together. He a cheater, and I also witnessed him popping pills. But girl, I don't mean you no harm. You are a skank. Okay, let's just be real about it. You looking for your little 15 minutes of fame. You probably think you gonna be the next Karen Stefan Superhead something. But girl, you need to go have several seats, because you just as culpable as he is. It's just like the crime of solicitation. Once communicated, it is complete. Okay? You conspired with this man. You went through with it. And so now all of a sudden you want to cry wolf. Girl, bye. Have several seats. And if I was Monica, I mean, honestly, I don't know. Maybe they have an open relationship. I mean, you know, these days you just never know. But I really, really thought that Monica was in a good place, and, you know, with the kids and the husband and all of that. But I really want to wish her the best in whatever decision her and her husband make. But I just really am disappointed in women in general. As my comedy instructor, David Arnold would say, you a broccoli bitch. You on the side. You know, you not the main entree. You just a broccoli bitch. You know, I'm just saying, usually I just call them the side salad hoe. That's what I call them. Because that don't make no damn sense. It just don't. What else was disturbing me in my spirit? Okay, this is a little bit more serious. And, you know, I'm all down with Black Lives Matter. But I think in Chicago this week, a young man was caught up in some very serious things that actually cost him his life. At some point, and my cousin and I had an extensive conversation about this the other night. At some point, we're going to have to recognize and realize that, yes, all Black Lives Matter, but we also have to have our young people have some sort of accountability for the things that they do. This young man in Chicago, I guess, stole a car or something, ran from the police, and apparently had an assault rifle or some sort of firearm on him. And I guess they fired on him and killed him, and everyone's upset about it. 2 wrongs don't make a right. There's 3 sides to every story. I recognize and realize that the Chicago PD, they don't have the best history, but at the same time, what was that young man doing with a gun and running from the cops? We have to ask questions like this, and y'all want to protest about it? Okay. But at the same time, we also need to take account of the fact that sometimes some of us are in the wrong. So just want to say that. And also, You know, some of us don't think about, we always want to buck up to the cops and do whatever. My thing is, no matter how bad you talk to me, I just want to make it home alive. That's all. I really do. I just want to make it home. And so sometimes I've had to swallow and humble myself, you know, just swallow my pride and just humble myself. Yes, sir. No, sir. No, ma'am. Yes. And just keep it pushing. And so anyway, I just feel like we should start asking questions and not be so, we're going to have a protest because a black man was shot. Oh, okay. Or a black woman was shot. What were they doing? What were they doing? This child had a firearm. What's my other subject? Oh, yes. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Every week, this show, and I truly believe, like my pastor's wife said in our class the other day, you can learn a lot from reality TV. Mainly what you don't want in your life, okay? So I was watching it and I'm really like confused. Okay, so we all know Mimi last week came out and said, you know, she's in a relationship with a woman. Well, this week she is not in a relationship per se with her woman, Chris. She is not a lesbian because Chris says, I identify as a man. All my life, I felt like I was a man. So because I say I'm a man, and even though Mimi is a woman, we're in a homosexual relation. I mean, is it homosexual? No, heterosexual relationship. Ariane, the friend who also happens to be a lesbian, she was just as confused as the rest of us all watching this, because this is how we all looked while watching this episode. What did she just say? Not to mention, I learned something else new too. Apparently when you do not feel as though you are a woman, even though you have the female anatomy, vagina and breast, you have not a vagina, but a touch me not. What the hell? She explains that she does not want to be touched anywhere that reminds her as a woman, of being a woman. I said, okay, so is that the pansexual thing, or is that being sexually fluid? I don't know. I need something. I don't know. I was confused. Anybody else confused? I was. I said, what the hell? I'm going to let that be and let that marinate, because I didn't know what to think. Ariane, too, was confused. I think all of Love and Hip Hop viewers were confused after that. I don't know. I'm like, girl, you got a vagina, just roll with it and deal with it. But she did say she was a giver. I said, oh, okay. Maybe that might work for some people. I don't know, because if you're lazy, I don't know. Anywho, the other thing of Love and Hip Hop that had me disturbed in my spirit, and I just don't understand it. And I hope that, like my cousin told me that she tells her daughter, we watching this, but this is a show of an example of what not to do. So I must have missed the first 5 minutes or something. Apparently a fight broke out between a baby mama and the girlfriend of some dude on here named Scrap that looked like Vampire in Brooklyn dude, okay? So Tommy is the girlfriend and Tiara is the what is it? The baby mama / friends with benefits. Roll with me on this. So apparently she came for the girlfriend, and the girlfriend gave her, she bit off more than she could chew. When I got to it, she was walking up to the studio where Scrap was, I guess, recording something. And You know, that's what they do on Love and Hip Hop. Everybody got an album out. The only album I've seen come out is K Michelle's and I don't know if you want to call Joseline Hernandez's music, but Stevie J does a great job with the music. I can't say much for the vocals, but getting back to the story at hand. So, the conversation between Scrap and his baby mama Tiara is very disturbing to me for a number of reasons. So now, anyway, miss, I work at one of the world's largest financial corporations, but yet I'm a bottle service girl 2 nights a week. So I'm thinking, if you working for this financial company, either you in the mail room or you the word processor, you doing something where you ain't making a whole lot of money because they ain't cutting you a check, okay? So I want, they ain't cutting you a check big enough to cover your expenses, okay? So anyway, she says, I don't care what he does with his penis, but he needs to, I don't know, I forgot what it was, but it was something weird because I was like, you don't care what he does, even though he's still sleeping with you. You should care what he's doing because he could not only be procreating with another female, but he could be bringing you something home. You got to be more responsible for you. Okay, you have a child to raise. You want to be around. Let him run out in the streets and get what it is he needs to get out of, but you protect yourself. That was just so dumb to me. And he was like, nobody got hurt. Okay, nobody got hurt. Look at your baby mama's arm. She bandaged up. She got a finger in a turtle. She wrapped up. And then she trying to fight you with the one good hand. And I had to tell her, girl, you need to calm down, sit down somewhere, because you need that one good hand to work at the world's largest financial company that you working for. And also, you need to serve them bottles, girl. Scrap's mama don't like her. She said she think the girl got voodoo. I said, oh. Needless to say, oh, by the way, I don't care what nobody say. That little dog that Miss Karen King had, that was a cute dog. I think it was a Shih Tzu. Reminded me of my little dog, Miss Pumpkin. Anywho, Karen King, I thought Mama D was throwed. Karen King, oh my God. Come to find out, she is justified in not liking Tiara because Tiara, apparently something happened in the family. Everybody broke food, went on the run. Miss King got away, but eventually got caught because Tiara snitched. Because Miss King was just trying to make a way to make sure she could at least be the Lone Ranger standing out there to make sure her boys could get out of prison. I remember in the opening episode, Young Jock even said, they crazy. The King family crazy, so you gotta watch out for them. Speaking of which, did y'all notice that Scrappy and his cousin, Young Jock, they now got a bachelor pad together? I said, them two fools done put their credit scores together. But then come to find out, some chick named Billy Idol or Betty Idol, whatever her name is, of which, by the way, she gonna get broken off by Tammy. You don't come for Tammy. And I was trying to figure out, like, she act like Scrappy is a prize. I was like, girl, every woman he ever been with, he done needed them to be a co-signer for him. And Jock need a sponsor? Girl, you must not know. I mean, he might be the Prince of the South, but he a broke prince. Girl, get your life. And you might want to pick your face up off the floor after Tammy get through mopping you down on the floor, because Tammy don't play. And I, for the life of me, couldn't understand why that D. Smith, the transgendered new person that's on there, why they felt like you need to bring your friend to speak for you. If you don't want to model for Tammy, don't model for Tammy. If you're upset because her husband has an opinion about transgendered LGBT, don't mess with them. That's just the bottom line. If you can't speak for yourself, who's speaking for you? It just don't make any sense. But anyways, those are the things that are disturbing the Diva. I'm probably going to upload this on YouTube. So please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I see a number of you have tuned in tonight. Thank you so much, my friends. Jamar, Mr. John Jamar, Mr. Butler, Minister Butler, Tommy, and let's see who else. I saw my soror Pam, Reverend Rutherall, Sean, and Timmy, and Mary. All right, y'all. I'm out. Good night.